not only for the survival of mankind, but for its future protection. Our ship recycling standard is based on the Hong Kong Convention interpretation regarding health, environment, and safety issues. A proper job hazard assessment is conducted and the assessment is supervised. Good quality personal protective equipments are provided to all workers for protection from various risks and hazards. The ship recycling facilities have robust emergency preparedness and response plan. The extraction of reusable materials from ship involves encountering hazardous materials. Our ship recycling yard has implemented several measures to take protection of the environment from these hazards created as a byproduct of the ship recycling process. We welcome all the stakeholders to serve humanity and the environment by taking care of end-of-life assets in combination with economically favorable options. Let us head on a voyage to make this world a fitter and a finer place to live in. Thank you very much for your attention. Namaskar.
Assist in wearing of the helmet and the chin strap and the chin strap. I hope I'm audible here to all. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Now here we proceed to the ship recycling yard. So Alan is yes, sir. So basically from here we start the recycling. This is the PPE zone which is being divided. Like any person entering beyond this zone, it comes under the work area. The other zones are the administrative blocks, the training center and other facilities which we will be witnessing. The ship
back.
About 70% of consumption would go for reuse purpose, for recycling purpose. It is further reused to make CNC bars, structures, handles. So this is the advantage which we have in our country. And we also fetch a premium price which is being passed on to the ship owners as well. Please, sir. Village, and thereafter it is reprocessed to make tea. But here pieces are directly used by the re-rollable mill which goes. And also it is a very glad thing to note that these plates are also used as such also in the repair industry, which they use it as such. Whether there are clean plates, they use it. There was a barges and the coastal vessels, they can from the ship are brought and they are shortened to this plate, and then they are removed as angle plate, and then the hazard here is the human, because they interfere with a lot of smoke. So the personal protective equipment are provided to them for their safety. And also when there are these the dirty blocks which have oil attachments and all, those are first scrapped, they are cleaned, they are washed, and then thereafter they are processed. So that reduces further their there are inline oil, grease, and all these. So all these contaminants are, to my right there is, you can see there is a drainage system. So all these get deposited. Any block, they are first washed, they are cleaned, and any kind of leakages which happens while opening up a machinery block, they are all trapped in this drainage line and the tank which is connected to it.
The waste of this oil and oily water and everything that is sent to the TSDF site, that they will be process it, and we got a manifest for that, and you can see all the waste on our website of the Gujarat Pollution Control.
There are paint chips which are coming and they might be getting contaminated. So also these are being trapped in clean water collection tank. So similarly, there is a collection tank which collects all the waste which is being derived from.
Without a proper training by the all laborers are fully insured, either ESIC, either group insurance or whatever, but all they are working compensation.
The minimum criteria to work in a ship recycling yard is that they have to undergo a rigorous training program by the Gujarat Maritime Board, and thereafter on receiving the certificate from the Gujarat Maritime. So these are very important equipment in the ship recycling industry, and the industry was thriving on this in the past and also present, because these are the winches, the heavy duty winches and the wire ropes which are used for pulling the vessel and securing them to the ship recycle to the shoreline. Usually there is at times the ship gets grounded quite at a distance from the shoreline. So at the next tide, the vessels are pulled up in during the spring tide to the shoreline. So these are the lifeline, I can say, for the ship recycling industry. Trains and roller trains for lifting of the blocks.
This is also the drainage system. Rainwater is coming.
For the lifting of the blocks and reducing the impact on human, and material handling is much more done by the mechanical machines. That drainage point is again for a safety purpose to secure if anything escapes those 2 points, and during the rain and all, so there is an excessive point which traps any leakages which is done further point. The yard is also equipped with having emergency preparedness during the high tide times with using the lifeboats and firefighting equipment installed and life-saving equipment which can be used during the high tide times. Now here comes the showstopper, the vessel itself. This was a 23,000 light displacement tonnage vessel and an oil tanker from the Mongolian government, and the name of the vessel was Sonogol Luanda, which had arrived at our facility, and today we are at 70%. Just behind this bulkhead we have got the pump room and the engine room. Rest, the cargo tanks have been completed and they are recycled and maybe building someone's home or being used somewhere. So
How long has it been?
this has been here for past 4 months. And this is again a drainage point which further traps any categories altogether. So the intertidal zone is with the vessel, and all the working and the co-processing which takes place is on an impermeable surface with drainage system.
It's the best way to get the without any using of resources or any electricity or coal or pollution. This is the best way.
10 to 11 meters, and the vessel. Yes, sir. And this is. And the vessel. Come in contact with the oil, and thereby releasing additional wastewater for treatment. So they are bypassed through that mechanism as well. The Gujarat Pollution Control Board issues a decontamination certificate whereby the ship recycler, after arrival of the vessel, first needs to decontaminate the ship and remove all the oily substance, all the hazardous substance with regard to fire safety as well. And thereafter the hot work permission is provided to start cutting the particular cargo tank wise. Cargo tank 1, it is completed, they verified the cargo hold 2 and 3 so that the adjacent tanks are also verified, they are clean, and thereafter you can proceed. So it is basically, we proceed, if you can see, the Indian ship recycling system is basically slicing of a bread. Maintain the equilibrium of the vessel even from top to bottom.
How many yards would be on certified to be listed? All the yards here. How many are we talking about? I mean, in your 2, 3, 4, 5.
You should be around 41 of them, I think 3 or 4 got that twice the audits over there, and other one
અમારે એટલું બધું થોડો લાંબુ હોય તમારે જેવું
Okay, પતી ગયું?
ઓકે 1 મિનિટ
નહીં 2 મિનિટ
ચલો નજીક આવજો ને થોડા
Thank you very much.
2 મિનિટ 1 મિનિટ રાખો
The drain on the vessel is again another step towards recycling with build structures. Answering the question of build structures. So for lifting of the blocks and not having on the gravitational effect, it is very well understood now because the steel plates are not damaged and they are revenue generating in that form as well.
So nothing falls into the sea as the cost.
The industry is evolving.
And then lift it up.
Yes. There's nothing I could do. There are very slight motion. So basically the crane would be lifting the blocks thereafter. And then it will be transferred with the cranes. So basically if you see during the entire recycling, when it is in full fledged, you can see a ballet happening. One lifting a block, handing over to another, and another handing over to another, and then cutting and then loading on the trucks and moving out. So it is a complete ballet, if you could see in that way. With due permission, our so with your due permission, our ship recycling family and our workforce wants to take a picture with you. Because they were also very excited to know that who is visiting and what is the thing. So we would like if you could address
સાઈડ આવી જાઓ
और जिस सेफ्टी और सभी चीज़ों का ध्यान लेके आप काम करते हैं, हमारे जो दोस्त लोग आए हैं बाहर से वो बहुत उसको देख के इम्प्रेस्ड हैं। हमारा काम है कि इन पूरे सेफ्टी को, पॉल्यूशन को और बाकी चीज़ों का ध्यान रखते हुए जो काम करते हैं उसको अच्छी तरह करें। जो गुजरात मैरीटाइम बोर्ड आपको ट्रेनिंग देती है और जो व्यवस्थाएं बनी हुई है उसको हम अच्छी तरह करें तो और हम इस तरह का काम यहाँ पे कर पाएंगे और जो हमारा बिजनेस है, बाकी जो व्यवस्था है उसको और बल मिलेगा। खासकर इस यार्ड में जो हम लोगों ने देखा और बाकी लोगों ने देखा है, सब लोग आप लोगों का जो काम करने का तरीका है उसको देख के बहुत ही इम्प्रेस्ड हैं। आप लोगों को कुछ बोलना है? कोई कुछ बोलना चाहेगा?
आप रघुपत जी, आप कहना चाहते हैं? सर चलिए आपका इंट्रोडक्शन, आप कितने साल से इंडस्ट्री?
रघुपत यादव, मैं 84 से यहाँ काम कर रहा हूँ। आज इस स्थिति के बीच में रह के बहुत सीखने को अनुभव मिला और हमारे गुजरात में बोर्ड ने हम लोग को बहुत ही ट्रेनिंग से बहुत समझाया और आप हम लोग के बीच आके हम लोग को जो सुझाव दिए इसके लिए आप बहुत धन्यवाद के पात्र हैं। और हमारे बाहर से मेहमान आए हुए उनका हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूँ। इसी तरह बीच बीच में आप लोग आया करें और हम लोग का मनोबल ऊंचा करते रहे। धन्यवाद
सर।
વેટ હાલો આવી જાઓ, વાઈડ આવી જાઓ, પાછળ આવી જાઓ, હાલો ભાઈ પાછળ આવી જાઓ, બધા પાછળ આવી જાઓ, ફોટામાં આવે નહીં, આખો ફોટો ન આવે.
Everybody, thank you.
It has moved from Calcutta shipbreaking, Bombay shipbreaking, and now Alan. So, then basically so the toilet facilities have been brought to the shoreline and brought to the shoreline so that it is of ease to the ship, to the worker from the ship as well as from the yard to access the laboratory facility. And also beyond that we have the season for the ship. And as we were talking about the GHG emissions of the ship recycling yards, the ship recycling yards contribute a lot to the GHG, the greenhouse emissions, because this is the steel. This industry does not have a lot of gestation period. Once the vessel arrives and it starts recycling, it is next day to the rolling mill where it is being processed. And also the main three ingredients of the raw material is oxygen, which we get from the atmosphere, and the PNG, which we are using now. So it is oxygen and the LPG or the PNG which is being used for recycling. So there is no water, there is no electricity or any other things involved in producing a steel which costs a lot while while boring and getting over them.
itself has gone up from 18 metric ton per day for hospitals to 1200 metric tons. From 18 to 1200. And accordingly all over country. Trying to augment the supply.
production has increased, but how to supply them? They had reasonable cylinders. So they stopped the business, and they gave all cylinders to us, which was very useful in saving lives, not only in Gujarat but also in India. I had sent it to Patna. Patna, the Mantri fellow had asked me, I had sent cylinder from here to Patna also.
Sir, we have an oxygen plant. We had an oxygen plant group. He was awarded the CSR Excellence of the Year Award from Times of India in Ahmedabad.
Actually, sir, association also has made the so not only bottle, even we have given our tanks also. Also extend the tanks, that also we have got and we close all our activities.
कोविड टाइम पे सर हम खुद बीमार थे, किसी भी आर्ट में हमको नया
तो लेता जावन क्यों आ रहा है हेलमेट तो लेता जावन क्यों क्या आ रहा है
ભાઈ એ આપણી ગિફ્ટ પડી છે ને એમને એકવાર હજી એકવાર ચેક કરાવી દો ને મળ્યો આપણું પડી છે ને આપણા આ કરાવી લો કરાવી હે અહીંયા છે ફોટો લઈ જોઈ લેવું પડશે ને હા એ લઈ જાને ભાઈ અમને ગિફ્ટ એકવાર ઓલી કરાવી દે સ્ક્રીન કરાવી દે લઈ જા બધીને એકવાર કરાવી હા લઈ જાય
Sir, this way.
Thank you very much for a good presentation.
all by for the media
Yes, of course.
on the visit to
And especially for India.
Yeah, okay.
Action.
Okay, it's very nice to be here in Alang to see the shipwrecking yard, based on the invitation from the government, and it's good to come down here to see with my own eyes how things are. We do hope that and that the shipwrecking yards. Sorry, we have to take it on one more time.
Yes, sir, definitely. How was your, tell me about your experience in India and how you are looking forward to Alang Shipwrecking Yard in future and what you are looking about this industry in future. How
Sure.
industry grows in
Just
the
to
next
collect
25
my-
years. Yeah.
It's very nice to be in Alang, based on invitation from the government. Norway and India have been working very closely when it comes to ship recycling, and also in the lead up to the signing of the Hong Kong Convention. And the end of life of a ship is very important. It is important that it's recycled, and it's been nice to come here to Alang to see that with my own eyes, how things are done here. We do hope that there will be we have the same ambitions. We do hope that European ships can come to Alang, and that everything is done, to make that possible. So hopefully sometime in the near future, we will see more ships coming here. And it's really good to be here and to see this with my own eyes. The Norwegian shipping history with India goes very long back in time. I'm based in Mumbai, and we work very closely with the Director General of Shipping and other stakeholders for the whole maritime sector. And I mentioned green shipping. Recycling is an important part of that. There are also very many other elements when it comes to green shipping and green maritime, which we are collaborating with India on. So this is a very important part of our collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.